Alrighty, well, we are on the road again. As you can see, we're driving the school bus off to our next stop, which is West Yellowstone. Really excited for this one. Honestly, haven't done really any planning though, so excited to see Yellowstone. I think tomorrow we may try to do the big scenic loop around Yellowstone. Kind of get a view of the land, see what all we want to hit. Go get Morgan her stamp, but for right now, heading down towards West Yellowstone. Just made over a big pass, so I think that was our hard pass for the day. Only have about an hour and a half left, so easy drive ahead, I hope. Hopefully no more problems. Hopefully our inverter's at the campground. A lot of hopes as we get to this campground, but for now, beautiful view. Yellowstone soon. Well, gotta love when the GPS takes you down a dirt road in a 33-foot RV that has no reverse with the Jeep hooked up. So, let's see how this goes. At least it's beautiful out. Just the queen and her co-pilot driving down the road.
I don't normally go this slow, but there's potholes.
Yeah, we're finding out about the potholes. Probably should have gone the other way around, but been a beautiful drive. We'll probably switch it over to some drone clips. That's why Morgan's driving. We fly the drone, let Morgan drive for a little bit, fly the drone around. So flip over to some drone clips now. Beautiful ride in. Going to be a beautiful campground. Not sure how well you can see them in the camera, but we got a bunch more, I believe they're called pronghorns, right along this fence line. All right guys, big day. We are headed to go see
Yellowstone National Park, and I am so excited about it. We are national park fanatics. We love a national park, and this is one that we were probably most looking forward to.
Welcome to a dog's tale. But yes, so excited to go see this park. Hopefully we see a lot of wildlife. We've kind of been, I would say, underwhelmed by what we've seen across the country so far, but knowing that this is like the epicenter for wildlife, so we'll see what we have in store today. We brought the dudes along, as you could tell. Shim's tail was in the way. Sully's looking out the back window, but let's go see what this national park's about. That's insane.
That is insane. Okay, so today's plan was just to drive around, cover as much ground as possible. We're driving how many miles in total?
215.
215 miles in total.
We didn't start till 3 o'clock.
Yeah,
so
we're
we'll
probably gonna be in the car for we looked at it on the map for 5 hours, but Yellowstone is so big and there's so many different sections of it that if you want to see everything, you've got to do a day like this. The bison that we just saw, y'all, crossing the road was massive. And then we looked to the left and there was a whole herd of them, which I couldn't show you on this because they were so far off. I mean, you could see them with your eye, but they were so far off. But the one that walked across the road was so cool. And that's the biggest thing that we wanted to see today. Was the whole point of this was to drive around and hopefully see wildlife. They say the best time to see wildlife is at dawn and dusk. So seems like things are active in the park today, and I'm crossing my fingers that we see more. We actually just saw a few more bison, 3 more bison down by, I guess, a stream of water, and I'm so excited. So hopefully we get to show you guys some more.
Morgan said that we were trying to hit as much of the park today and trying to do as much in one day as possible. I don't even think we're hitting a half of the park, drivable roads today. We're driving 215 miles and not even hitting half of this park. That's how big it is. So, yeah, let's just feel small in this world.
Well, that didn't take very long. There's literally a bison in the middle of the road up there. That is why there's a traffic jam.
He's
and it's funny.
Walking the double yellow line straight up the road.
It's funny because I read the other day, I was just doing some reading about the park, and it literally said, be aware of bison causing traffic jams. And that is what we're seeing right now.
All right, so this is hilarious. We are a few minutes later, and Mr. Bison is still riding down the middle of the road, walking down the middle of the road. No hurry.
No hurry whatsoever. This is insane.
I never knew I'd become impatient waiting on a bison to get out of the freaking roadway.
This is crazy.
He's up here taking a nap.
No.
He's just taking in the view.
Oh my
What a beautiful animal. Shim doesn't know what the heck's going on.
There are bison everywhere. How many bison do you think we're looking at right now?
Couple hundred. I mean, over to the left, any brown dots you see, even further left, there's
They're
more.
literally
I mean,
all
hundreds,
back there.
hundreds.
This is insane. Y'all, this is crazy. You can't make this up. We're surrounded by bison.
Sorry, buddy. Let me just go ahead and let you cross the road there, pal.
He's huge. This is Mammoth Springs. Crazy looking. You can see the moon up there.
All right, babe. What's your thoughts so far?
Well, the temperature dropped a lot in this national park, so I'm a little cold right now. But other than that, this is so cool. It's got like the weirdest looking texture, and it's crazy that like beyond the boardwalk that it's dangerous to step on. Blake said he wanted to touch the water, and we can't do that.
All I want to do is touch the water. Not a bad sunset happening behind us as well. We got a good climb this hill anyways on the drive, so hopefully we get a pretty sunset. All right, day 2 of Yellowstone. Yesterday was absolutely incredible.
It was epic.
I dreamed about bison, still dreaming about bison. That was insane.
That was insane.
But today we are headed, obviously, to Yellowstone day 2, but got a little sidetracked. I'm parking right now as there's a little outdoor market that we passed yesterday that seems like a bunch of like outdoor Western, I don't know what the heck we're about to walk into. So
I'm hoping I find a bolo tie. That has been something that I've wanted so bad, and I really want a turquoise ring, but I don't want to spend like $300 on one. So I'm gonna.
This doesn't look like a $300 event, so we'll see.
Well, curiosity would have killed this cat, but I think that was a market that we could have skipped. It was just a very interesting style is what we're gonna say about that. So we are now headed back into Yellowstone National Park, and we are gonna go see the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. There is a spot called Artist Point that I was reading about that's a great spot for viewing and hopefully seeing some wildlife. So we're gonna take you guys along, and hopefully we can see maybe some other wildlife, maybe a bear. We'd love to see some wolves. We did see a moose yesterday, and we were told that that was very rare because of the wolves being reintroduced back into the national park in the 90s. So when you see a moose, apparently that's very lucky.
Moose, yeah.
There's a waterfall down there.
It's almost like it's a waterfall. Crazy. I don't know if you can see the different depths of this, but this is just a massive cliff face that goes down to the river. It is huge.
Alvin! Where did he go? Hello? No. Oh. He's back there.
This is crazy. I see why they call it the Grand Canyon of Yellowstone. Self-explanatory. It's gotta be good luck or something when a bison and the moon line up, right? Another day of exploring around Yellowstone or exploring bison. So we joined the crowd here. Morgan really joined the crowd as she's taking content of everything as well. But there's a bison that died on Thursday. The little dot you can see right there is a dead bison. So there was a grizzly feeding on it earlier, they said.
What do you think about these mud volcanoes?
I feel like I can rip them and nobody would ever know.
Ew, you're so disgusting. It does smell like a big fart in Yellowstone because of all the sulfur.
It looks like a big ripper out here.
Ew. An unknown park visitor named this feature around 1912, perhaps due to the water that frequently surged from the cave, like the lashing of a dragon's tongue. Until 1994, this dramatic wave-like action often splashed water as far as the boardwalk. The rumbling sounds are caused by steam and other gases exploding through the water, causing it to crash against the walls of the hidden caverns. I hope y'all can hear this. It's so crazy. And it stinks. This is the mud volcano that we are coming up on now. That is what's called deadly.
Don't think that one would clean y'all. Sure how well you can see it from here, but there's about 4 or 5 elk sitting in between these trees. Beautiful, beautiful. Ton of babies out here running now. They're going crazy.
This is so cool.
Well, I thought there was 2. I would say there's probably about 10 to 20, and there's a ton of small ones.
There's so many babies.
All right, guys. I think this is probably the end of day 2. We may have some other random clips, but sun
Hopefully
has
we
set.
see more wildlife.
Yeah, sun has set. It's starting to get dark, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's probably about 20 elk behind us. So
They're huge, and then there's a ton of babies too.
not a bad day yesterday, seeing a ton of bison. Saw some more today.
Yeah.
see
Yellowstone
elk.
wildlife is just insane.
Yeah, and there's a bear earlier that we got to see there was a dead bison in the river. So that was really, really neat getting to see a bear across the way. Really need a spotting scope now.
Yeah.
I think that may be one of our next purchases. Sorry, bank account. But end of day 2, not too bad.
We are headed into Yellowstone National Park, and Blake
He's
did
hurting
something to
himself.
hurt his finger. We just went by Ernie's Bakery, Sandwich Shop, and Deli to grab some lunch, and we are headed to the park to hopefully find a good spot to eat. Hopefully there's not too long of a line. Grab some sandwiches, and then also grab the sweet treat. I love finding a local bakery, so gonna show you guys that next, and then we'll give a review once we eat our lunch. Well, the line to get in Yellowstone is rather long. It is a very popular time of year, so we were kind of wondering this was going to happen. So we're eating our lunch in the car, which is fine. We're going to go do a great hike for a stellar view in a little bit. Blake did the Philly cheesesteak, and then I did the black bear sandwich, both hot sandwiches. They both look incredible, and so far it looks like he is loving his.
Big day ahead. Let's go explore Yellowstone National Park.
We are headed into the Old Faithful Visitor Center, and something that I have learned over the last few national parks that we have visited is that not all of the visitor centers, there's typically a few in the massive national parks, and not all of them have the stamp for the passport book. Made that mistake in Glacier, unfortunately, and didn't get the cool stamp, just got the date stamp. So if you are visiting this national park, Yellowstone, then go to the Old Faithful Visitor Center. Apparently it's the best one. It's huge. They've got a really cool stamp, and then lots of gifts and souvenirs as well.
Stamp.
Wow.
Yes. And so you can see that it's had some repairs
Some
over
uses.
the years. And I don't know what the actual material is, but when I look at it, it looks like bamboo.
It does.
So
That is so cool.
Yeah. Obviously, we don't keep it up there.
Yes, that makes sense now.
And you tell me where you'd like it.
If it'll fit right there, or if it doesn't, you can just do it down there. That's really cool. That's the original stamp, too.
Yes, that's the original stamp. Middle or over to the side?
Over to the side. That'd be
Okay.
great. Thank you.
People are finding out there's like crazy things. See what
I'm so glad we asked.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah.
She would have left really sad.
Yeah.
If she came over here
And then
asked
found
where
out
the
about it
other one
later.
was.
Ah, that
That's
one's better.
perfect. Yes. Hopefully it's the right way. Perfect. Okay, so I actually found out something even cooler. The Old Faithful Visitor Center has the last original stamp for your passport book. So it's a 100-year-old stamp, and they're not exactly sure what it was made out of, but they're thinking it was made out of bamboo. And it's located behind the register. So you have to ask for it, because if they put it out, they're worried that it will never come back. Someone will take it. So it's a really cool experience getting to get that stamp, especially for someone who's collected quite a few. And I don't know, I just really enjoy seeing like the different ones. I also learned that at each visitor center within national parks, they have a different date stamp. So they all look pretty much the same. They're a circle, they have the date, and then underneath they'll have the name of the visitor center. So now I'm gonna start trying to grab those if we just happen to pass the visitor centers. And there's 7 is what I was told in Yellowstone itself. So this park is massive. It totally makes sense. There's so many, but we are going to go see the Old Faithful geyser erupt here in just a few minutes. And if you're here, then go check the board in the visitor center so you don't have to wait around and just guess when it's going to erupt. You can kind of plan your day around that time. So we had time to go into the visitor center. Now we're kind of waiting around, and there are a whole bunch of people that are about to watch this thing erupt. Here is a look at the crowd today. Very popular time of year for this park, so it is definitely very busy. And then straight ahead, you can see the smoke coming out, and it's going to erupt soon.
All right, well, we are starting Mallard Lake Trail, so about a 3.5 mile hike right outside of what we just where was it called?
Old Faithful.
Old Faithful. Sorry, I'm not a big geyser guy. I lost interest after the first one, but pretty neat. Old Faithful was cool, but now on to a hike for like 3.5 miles one way, obviously 3.5 back. Maybe we do a little fishing. Not a bad start.
Just finished up our snack and attempt at fishing, and not
didn't
too
go so
bad.
well.
It didn't go too well, but
We're getting good at casting.
a little windy.
Yeah.
But not a bad little start to the hike. 3.5 miles in, got that all downhill all the way back, so it shouldn't be too bad at all. But just had some birds go absolutely crazy right above us in a tree, so gonna cut to that clip now.
Hanging out over here, and if you look this way, you'll see a bison.
Leaving Yellowstone National Park, we caught an absolute epic sunset. It's kind of finishing out, but wow. Well, it is unfortunately our last night in Idaho. But we go to Jackson Hole tomorrow, which I cannot contain my excitement for. We're going to camp out in the Tetons for a few nights alongside the Snake River. I'm ready to fish, float in the river, not be around people. It's going to be great. So, not a bad little last night, making a little content for the campground here. Made nachos, not too bad.
Day 4 of Yellowstone National Park, and you may notice that my surrounding area is a little different. We are in the RV and not the Jeep driving through the park today because we are headed towards Wyoming. We are going to stop in the park to see the Grand Prismatic Spring. That is something that I wanted to see while we were here, and we are hopefully going to go up to the Overlook Trail. I'll share more about that once we get there, but apparently that is the better viewing point. I cannot wait to see all the colors, so we're going to bring you guys along, and then this is our last day for this vlog, and we're going to pick things back up in Wyoming, so come along with us. Well, I guess technically we're in Wyoming, being in the park.
Jackson.
But we're going to be in Jackson Hole, so we're going to be boondocking for a few days, and we cannot wait to show you guys all of that. I'm going to save some of the things that I want to tell you for that vlog, but come along with us as we experience Yellowstone National Park day 4 before we head on to bigger and better things.
Shim has, I think, realized we're back in Yellowstone. Since last time we were here, he saw all of the bison and lost his mind. So since we pulled into the park, this dog has been on guard, ready to see some action.
Pretty wild that our home is now in Yellowstone National Park, but stopped to go see this, I don't know, geyser spring, Grand Prismatic. Morgan wants to see it, I'm along for the ride, but can't park this big joker anywhere, so taking the e-bikes for a ride.
Out of Yellowstone National Park, we stopped by the Grand Prismatic Spring, which is something that I really wanted to see. I'm really glad we did, but it was definitely one of those things that everyone goes to do. It was rather busy, very hard to get a photo. So if you want to go and you want to go get your photos, I would suggest doing it either early in the day or maybe later during the day when it's not as busy in the park. But still, colors were insane, epic view. Hiking to the top, like it was not much of a hike at all. I think it took us about 20 minutes, a little bit of an incline, but if you hike to the Overlook Trail, then you're going to be able to see above the Prismatic Spring, which is definitely a more stellar view than looking directly on. There was a bunch of people surrounded around it, but I think looking over it was definitely better. So we are headed now to our campground. We're going to sign off for this vlog. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I cannot wait to get started on our Wyoming and our Jackson Hole content with you guys. We are going to have so much fun.